Welcome back to our news bulletin. Here are today's top stories. A surprising end after a thrilling chase. The suspect caused a horrific accident while trying to escape. We are witnessing a police aerial chase of a stolen vehicle. When the police were notified of the incident, they quickly deployed a strategy to track and pursue the car. The vehicle, identified as a white sedan, was weaving through residential streets north of Highway 10 in Alhambra. The car was seen speeding dangerously past other vehicles, reaching speeds of up to 75 miles per hour. At this point, two police vehicles were closely following. During the chase, the car continuously ran red lights and violated traffic safety. When the suspect realized the police were on their tail, they sped up and maneuvered through a parking lot to try to evade capture, but without success. The sedan then headed east on Highway 60, exiting at Rosemead Boulevard in the Whittier Narrows area and returning to residential streets. Taking advantage of the busy road, The suspect weaved through lanes and temporarily lost the two police cars. The car's destination is still unknown, and the police continue to monitor the situation from above. The car eventually turned into a parking lot, seemingly intending to abandon the vehicle. After several moments of hesitation, the suspect finally pulled into a parking lot of a shopping center on Arden Drive in El Monte. The police immediately arrived to block the car and apprehend the suspect. Realizing escape was impossible, the suspect surrendered peacefully. The chase lasted nearly an hour and ended without any incidents or damage. The driver's identity has not yet been released, and the police are continuing to investigate the incident and consider possible charges. We will keep you updated with the latest information in our upcoming bulletins. Join us for the next story about another dramatic chase in Los Angeles. The chase began in East LA with the suspect moving through light traffic on Garfield Avenue at speeds up to 80 miles per hour. Despite the police's efforts, including units in close pursuit, the suspect kept making random turns, complicating the setup of spike strips and other blocking strategies. As the chase continued, the suspect swerved and nearly avoided major accidents, including near misses with pedestrians and a child on a bicycle. chase escalated as it moved towards major highways such as Highway 10 and 110, with the suspect navigating on and off ramps and engaging in dangerous maneuvers that nearly caused collisions. The chase led to a heart-stopping moment on Highway 210 when the suspect, driving at high speed, ignored traffic signals. This resulted in a catastrophic collision with another vehicle at an intersection. The impact severely crushed the car's driver's side. All eyes turned to the driver of the hit vehicle. Police quickly responded, securing the scene and arresting the suspect, while emergency responders assisted the injured. According to our information, the driver was a 60-year-old woman. Fortunately, she sustained only bruises and minor injuries. After the injured were transported to the hospital, the police continued to investigate the scene and assess the incident's severity. The suspect was also arrested immediately after being medically evaluated. Today we bring you exciting news about chases captured from the police's aerial perspective. The police's precise maneuver to end the chase. Suspects cause a horrifying rollover crash. What happens next? Stay tuned. After receiving information about a dangerous suspect on May 19, police forces and Sky 5 were quickly dispatched to initiate a pursuit and capture the suspect. As we can see on the screen, the suspect is driving a white Mercedes-Benz SUV at high speed. The vehicle heads south on Highway 14 towards Santa Clarita. Approximately 3 police highway patrol vehicles are in close pursuit. The SUV is constantly changing lanes and overtaking other vehicles dangerously, estimated to be traveling at up to 130 miles per hour. The vehicle sped and used the highway shoulder to cut across traffic as it headed onto the southbound 5 freeway into the San Fernando Valley. The suspect exited the freeway at Buena Vista Street in Burbank, continuing at high speed and endangering other drivers, even nearly hitting a car with children inside. The Los Angeles County Sheriff stated that the man was initially wanted for driving a stolen vehicle and then used the SUV to attack an officer before fleeing. The suspect then entered the residential area where the CHP attempted an intervention but failed. For unknown reasons, the suspect opened the trunk full of goods as they re-entered the 5 freeway. According to the police, the items in the car were stolen goods. Next, the suspect entered another residential area where a CHP patrol car rammed into the suspect's vehicle, causing them to lose control. The suspect slowed down and quickly jumped out to flee, but had no escape route and surrendered. The police were present to apprehend the dangerous suspect successfully. Interestingly, a woman at the scene claimed to be the suspect's girlfriend, telling KTLA, "That's not a stolen vehicle." With this detail, the police are continuing a thorough investigation to clarify the incident and handle the suspect. We continue our bulletin with another thrilling chase in the San Fernando Valley. The female driver of a black BMW, along with a male passenger, fled south on 5 freeway into the San Fernando Valley, reaching speeds of up to 140 miles per hour. At this point, it seemed that the police had switched to a monitoring mode. Consequently, the suspect began driving slowly and obeying traffic laws. However, the initial reason for the pursuit is still unclear. Suddenly, the car stopped in the middle of the road, and we can observe that the two suspects were switching drivers, with the male suspect now driving dangerously through the streets. While moving along Camarillo Street, the suspect swerved right and crashed into two parked cars on the side of the road, causing their vehicle to overturn. Immediately, both suspects exited the vehicle and ran into an alley to escape. Ultimately, they had to surrender under the orders of the LAPD helicopter. Ground police quickly arrived and apprehended the suspects. Before we conclude, let's recap the dramatic collision caused by the suspect. Fortunately, the accident only resulted in property damage and no one was injured. What do you think about such dangerous escapes? What punishment do you believe these two suspects should face? Share your thoughts with us and don't forget a series of dangerous behaviors by the murder suspect during the pursuit. Can the suspect evade LAPD while sneaking through dense traffic? Join us as we follow today's news. To start off today's episode, we delve into a 2-hour chase in Los Angeles that created a dramatic and risky scene as a dangerous suspect was being pursued. High-angle cameras captured the entire event, showing the tension between LAPD and the criminal. Initially, the suspect drove a Chevy Avalanche, and we can observe the heavily damaged vehicle, with even a tire punctured. The pursuit took place in the LAX area, causing traffic disruption as the suspect evaded police by engaging in risky maneuvers, including driving recklessly, driving on the wrong side of the road, and even mounting the sidewalk. This created an extremely dangerous situation, not only for law enforcement but also for pedestrians and other drivers. When crossing through congested traffic lanes, the suspect collided with a vehicle ahead and couldn't continue moving. It was observed that 3 suspects got out of the vehicle and continued fleeing on another SUV, demonstrating a determination to escape. It's likely they had pre-planned and set another person to assist. As the pursuit continued, the suspect exhibited increasingly reckless behavior, including high speeds, driving against traffic, and running red lights, further threatening public safety. Finally, the pursuit ended dramatically when the suspect's vehicle, for reasons unknown, couldn't proceed. They then fled the vehicle to continue their escape. LAPD promptly apprehended the suspect after a brief pursuit in a residential area. Notably, despite the high speeds and inherent danger, there were no reports of injuries. The suspects are currently in custody, and further investigations are underway to determine the full extent of the incident and any additional charges that may apply. Next up is a special report on a dramatic pursuit unfolding in Los Angeles. The pursuit began in the East Los Angeles area when a female driver was suspected of car theft and refused to stop upon police demand. The suspect maneuvered through city streets before transitioning onto the 60 freeway, continuously overtaking other vehicles and using emergency lanes to avoid traffic congestion. LAPD attempted to keep up, but the suspect continued to move at speeds up to 80 miles per hour on the 605 freeway. Subsequently, the suspect exited the freeway and transitioned onto various surface streets, making the pursuit increasingly complex, especially during rush hour. LAPD attempted to close in, but the suspect continued to evade, using opposing lanes and disregarding red lights. Finally, the suspect stopped beneath the 210 freeway overpass, where she intended to abandon the vehicle and flee. However, after some hesitation, the suspect decided to continue the pursuit on the 210 freeway towards Pasadena. LAPD utilized helicopters to track and alert ground units of the vehicle's location. As the pursuit neared downtown LA, traffic conditions became tense and the suspect continued to dangerously maneuver. Ultimately, the suspect stopped and, along with the passenger and a dog, exited the vehicle. LAPD immediately approached and apprehended the suspect, while the passenger and dog were detained for questioning. Welcome to our news broadcast. Here are the highlights of this episode. A series of wrong decisions will make this suspect regret. What happened to this smoking vehicle? Can the suspect escape? The answer will be revealed right now. We are witnessing a thrilling chase between the police and a stolen van in Los Angeles. The story begins when the police discover the stolen van, and immediately, a high-speed pursuit ensues. The driver of the van drives extremely dangerous, speeding on the roads, running red lights, driving against traffic, and even darting through medians. The pursuit is closely monitored by LAPD helicopters and ground police units. The pursuit traverses streets and highways, with the driver running red lights, driving against traffic. Additionally, the vehicle even stops to hand something to people on the road, exhibiting erratic behavior, posing a serious threat to public safety. The pursuit has attracted more attention from curious onlookers, with some even approaching the vehicle with their phones to film. Later, the vehicle continues circling through neighborhoods with the suspect's motive unclear. Suddenly, the vehicle stops and the female suspect quickly hops onto a Mini Cooper to continue fleeing. End the pursuit, including attempting to block the vehicle and coordinating strategies to safely control it. The pursuit ultimately ends in an alley where the Mini Cooper driver and the female suspect are apprehended. Fortunately, the pursuit ends without injuries, although it required a significant amount of police resources and posed considerable danger to road users. Following the safe conclusion of the pursuit, police will continue with procedures and investigations related to the incident. What do you think about this dramatic pursuit? Don't miss our next news update. Another intense pursuit is also unfolding in the LA area. This pursuit began due to a stolen vehicle, and the entire process was recorded by aerial cameras. The suspect's stolen vehicle is a yellow SUV, and the camera is zooming in for a clearer view. As we've learned, this pursuit started from the Sheriff's Department and has now transitioned to the California Highway Patrol, CHP, Traffic Enforcement Team. As the pursuit unfolds, we can see the SUV traveling on the freeway and being trailed by police vehicles along with helicopter support from above. The SUV maneuvers through Temple City and Monterey Park before being pursued by sheriff's deputies and later CHP. Despite the tense situation, the vehicle continues calmly with moderate speed, and the traffic seems surprisingly clear on a Friday night in Southern California. At this point, police seem to be considering effective strategies to enforce the law, including deploying additional spike strips and considering pit maneuvers to safely immobilize the vehicle. However, tensions escalate as the suspect refuses to yield, attempting to flee even though the tires have been punctured by spike strips, leading to deflation. The suspect ventures into a residential area and gets stuck in a dead-end alley located in the Sombrero and Avion Street area, where CHP units attempt to block the vehicle. However, the suspect still refuses to surrender and attempts to ram through. He flees on foot from the trapped vehicle and, with the tires grinding against the road surface, creating large plumes of smoke, rendering the vehicle completely disabled. CHP officers equipped with bulletproof vests approach the SUV, smash the driver's side window, and forcefully extract the suspect. This individual is apprehended after a struggle with the police. If you want to stay updated with hot and interesting news, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to not miss any future videos. Thank you for watching and supporting.